Prepare yourself to enter a realm where genetics defy logic, nature creates living works of art, and each feline is worth more than a historical jewel. From vanished Barbary lions to blue, golden, melanic, and ghostly legends, you will discover variations so extraordinary they seem like mythical creatures. As the numbers drop, the lineages become increasingly valuable, culminating in the unbelievable $9 million stellar lion, an animal so rare that many believe it exists only as a myth. Each segment reveals a fragment of this secret universe where beauty, science, and mystery converge. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Now, let's get started. Number 1. Stellar Celestial Lion. The $9 million lion. The stellar celestial lion is considered the absolute pinnacle among all rare lions. Its coat displays natural shimmering points, like whitish markings that resemble constellations under light. It is the most mysterious and valuable variant on the planet, estimated at up to $9 million due to its extreme rarity, almost unknown genetics, and unique visual impact. It combines light coloration, silver glow, and deep-toned eyes, creating the impression of an animal that carries the sky in its appearance. Reports indicate that very few individuals ever existed, and none have been seen for decades. It is the holy grail of rare lions, impossible to reproduce artificially and surrounded by legends. Number 2. Celestial Diamond Lion. The diamond lion is an even rarer variation than the leucistic type, characterized by a crystalline white coat with silver reflections and extremely pale eyes. Light seems to pass through its hair, creating a translucent effect similar to the glow of precious gemstones. It is an unknown genetic mutation, never officially confirmed, but described in explorers' reports and ancient records. If such an individual appeared today, it would cause a revolution in biology and be valued at immeasurable figures. Its extraterrestrial appearance places it among the most desired and unbelievable of all rare lion types. Number 3. Supreme Albino Lion. The Supreme Albino Lion is one of the rarest forms of wildlife, displaying a total absence of melanin. Unlike a leucistic lion, it has pink skin, pale eyes, and snow-white fur. This genetic condition is extremely difficult to occur, and albino individuals suffer from increased sensitivity to sunlight and vision, requiring specific care. Because it is so rare, each specimen is treated as a biological treasure. Its ethereal appearance creates an almost mythological aura, intensified by its vulnerability and survival challenges. The combination of fragility, extreme beauty, and rarity places the albino lion among the most valuable and emblematic felines in history. Number 4. Extreme Golden Solar Lion. The solar lion is the most intense and rare form of golden pigmentation ever documented in lions. It displays a yellowish, radiant color that appears almost self-illuminating. Under sunlight, its coat takes on a nearly metallic reflection, like polished gold. This extraordinary visual mutation results from selective melanin dilution combined with an enhancement of warm pigments. Its striking appearance makes it highly sought after for conservation and breeding projects, although it is extremely rare and difficult to keep genetically stable. A perfect specimen could reach exceptional values, representing the peak of feline aesthetics and the ultimate expression of natural coloration. Number 5. Boreal Silver Blue Lion. The boreal silver blue lion is one of the most mysterious variants ever recorded in historical accounts. Its coat displayed light gray tones with bluish reflections under cool lighting, creating an almost hypnotic metallic sheen. Some researchers believe this unique appearance resulted from a combination of recessive genes and environmental adaptations, possibly linked to dry, dusty regions that altered the perception of color. No modern specimens have been confirmed, and its existence remains a topic of debate. If one were found today, it would be considered one of the most valuable felines on the planet, blending genetic rarity, surreal beauty, and immense scientific interest. Its unusual appearance would instantly turn it into a global icon. Number 6. Fire King Lion. Named for its vibrant, uncommon reddish mane, the Fire King Lion looks as though it were shaped by an African sunset. The red tone comes from a rare genetic combination that intensifies warm pigmentation. In motion, its mane resembles flames rippling in the wind. Only a handful of confirmed records exist, most of them isolated. The visual rarity, combined with the powerful symbolism of the color, makes this lion a true modern legend. An individual with a fully red mane would be treated as a living masterpiece, highly valuable and almost impossible to obtain. Number 7. Sapphire leucistic lion. The leucistic lion has white or very light cream fur, but unlike an albino, it retains blue or golden eyes and dark skin. It is extremely valuable because the mutation is rare and difficult to transmit. In some cases, intensely blue eyes create a hypnotic appearance, as if they were sapphire gemstones. It is one of the most sought-after variants in selective breeding programs, despite the ethical care required to avoid genetic issues. A healthy individual with uniform coat and bright eyes can reach impressive values. Its beauty places it among the most photographed and admired animals. Number 8. Mist blue lion. The variant known as the blue lion is one of the most enigmatic. Historical accounts describe lions with grayish coats that, under diffused light, took on bluish tones. Specialists believe this results from an unusual combination of diluted pigments. Although no modern specimen has been officially confirmed, the legend persists. If an animal with this pattern were to reappear, it would instantly become one of the rarest on the planet. The idea of a lion with a bluish sheen fascinates researchers and collectors alike. The mere possibility of its existence fuels stories, documentaries, and searches across remote regions. Number 9. Transvaal giant lion. The Transvaal giant lion is a lineage from southern Africa known for producing exceptionally large individuals. Some males easily surpass 250 kilos with a robust bone structure and dense musculature. They stand out not only for their size, but also for their thick, pale manes, which contrast with their heavy bodies. Due to their extraordinary build, they have become subjects of research and selective breeding. Giant individuals are extremely rare, and their value can be extremely high, as they represent the upper limit of the species' physical potential. Their presence commands immediate respect, as if they were true titans of the savanna. Number 10. Dune ghost lion. Named for its extremely pale, almost washed out coloration, the dune ghost lion seems to blend into dry savanna landscapes. It results from rare mutations that reduce pigment density without reaching total leucism. Visually, it resembles an ethereal version of the traditional lion. Because of its ghost-like appearance and typically more reserved behavior, it has become a subject of curiosity and study. Encountering one in the wild is extraordinary, increasing its scientific value. In captivity, it is even rarer, as the mutation is difficult to reproduce. This places it among the most difficult lions to obtain and preserve. Number 11. Ethiopian royal lion. The Ethiopian lion is famous for its extremely dark, almost black mane that covers much of its body. It has a compact build, dense musculature, and a fierce expression. For centuries, it served as a symbol of royalty in the country, appearing on flags, emblems, and the history of African empires. Today, however, it is a vulnerable and very rare lineage. Most individuals live in highly monitored reserves. Its imposing nature and cultural significance make it one of the most valuable among African lions, representing both genetic heritage and historical legacy. Number 12. Mountain bearded lion. This variant presents a longer, shaggier, and thicker mane adapted to cold mountainous environments. Its most striking feature is the shape of the mane, which projects forward like a heavy beard, covering part of the chest and front legs. This gives the animal an imposing, wild, almost prehistoric posture. Although not formally recognized as a distinct subspecies, studies reveal isolated groups that retain similar physical patterns. Because it is difficult to observe and highly territorial, it has become a rare specimen for breeding. Its value lies in the combination of ruggedness, beauty, and poorly documented genetics. Number 13. Imperial golden lion. The golden lion is an extremely rare lineage that displays a lighter, softly yellowish coat without reaching white. Its color seems to reflect the sun, creating a metallic sheen when it moves. This tone is the result of an uncommon genetic combination that partially reduces pigment without eliminating it. There are very few records of individuals with this coloration, almost all in captivity under specialized management programs. Its luxurious appearance, worthy of a mythological animal, draws global interest. Many collectors and conservation institutions treat it as a living relic, reinforcing its prestige among the rarest variants of the species. Number 14. Shadow melanic lion. The melanic lion is so rare that many specialists still debate whether recorded cases are genuine or simply the result of particular lighting and shadow conditions. Melanism would be caused by a hyperproduction of pigment, resulting in a much darker coat, almost black. This characteristic would create a striking feline with an aura of mystery and power. In theory, it would be one of the most valuable variants in the world, since no animal with proven melanism has ever been officially documented. The mere possibility of its existence fuels legends and speculation. If a melanic individual were found and genetically confirmed, its value would surpass any market standard for representing a unique biological phenomenon. Number 15. Zululand White Lion. The white lion of Zululand is one of the most famous rare lions in the world. It is not albino. Its coloration comes from a recessive gene called the inhibitor of pigment. Its eyes are usually golden or blue-gray, which makes its appearance even more striking. Found only in the Timbavati region in South Africa, it was considered a mystical animal for centuries. For many years, it was believed to have disappeared, until new cubs reappeared in the wild in the early 2000s. Today, the combination of beauty, genetic fragility, and rarity makes the white lion one of the most coveted for controlled breeding. Its value is often compared to that of living works of art. Number 16. Forgotten Barbary Lion. The Barbary lion, also known as the Atlas lion, is one of the most fascinating lineages of the species. It had an extremely long, dark, and voluminous mane that extended over the shoulders and chest like a royal mantle. Before disappearing from the wild, it lived in the mountains of North Africa, surviving in colder climates than other lions. Today, its lineage survives only in captivity and in a few zoos that maintain preservation programs. The symbolic price of a pure specimen would be incalculable, as it represents a lost fragment of natural history. Because of its majestic appearance, robust build, and absolute rarity, the Barbary lion is considered one of the most valuable felines on the planet. Every confirmed descendant becomes a genetic treasure, studied and protected as a living jewel of evolution. Number 17. Ghost lion. The ghost lion is among the most mysterious and enigmatic felines ever reported in zoology and among rare lineages. Its name evokes the idea of an untouchable, almost supernatural creature, and many of the accounts surrounding it sound like tales passed down by reserve guardians, wildlife filmmakers, and researchers who spent years observing remote territories of southern Africa. The term ghost does not refer to full albinism, but to an extremely pale, diffused mist-like coloration that makes the animal appear as though it is emerging from fog rather than walking through it. Its coat displays tones so light and cool that under certain lighting conditions, it almost vanishes against the grayish backdrop of dry savannas, creating a visually disorienting effect. This coloration results from a very rare genetic combination. Unlike white lions, whose mutation is well documented, ghost lions show an incomplete and irregular dilution of melanin. This gives the coat soft, shadowed patterns, almost as if it were painted with translucent layers of gray and beige. The mane, when present in adult males, tends to be less voluminous and displays tones ranging from matte beige to pearly gray. In some individuals, the tips of the hairs appear illuminated, producing a faint silvery glow that enhances the impression that the animal is surrounded by a natural aura. The most impressive feature of this lineage, however, is not the coloration, but its extraordinary camouflage ability. In dry environments covered in dust and sunburnt grasslands, the ghost lion practically disappears when still. This gives it exceptional advantage during hunts, allowing silent approaches at improbable distances. Observers have reported situations in which the animal was only noticed once it moved mere meters from the prey. Such was the level of visual mimicry. This ability makes it a remarkable hunter, despite being extraordinarily rare. Its extreme rarity is explained by several factors. First, the mutation does not occur in a single recessive gene, but seems to depend on a set of pigment modulating genes that, when aligned in a specific way, produce the ghostly effect. This means expression of the phenotype is unpredictable, even among siblings. Moreover, the trait does not offer consistent advantages. In greener or denser environments, the pale coloration becomes a disadvantage, increasing visibility to opponents and hindering confrontations with rival coalitions. This naturally limits the lineage's distribution and reduces survival chances outside specific pale, arid habitats. The ghost lion's temperament also contributes to its legendary status. It is often described as more cautious, silent, and methodical than common lions. Although no large-scale studies confirm significant behavioral differences, many safari guides and trackers claim these individuals show a more discreet posture, avoiding direct conflict whenever possible. Some suggest that this apparent shyness may be linked to life experiences in territories where pale coloration increases vulnerability, leading them to develop stealthier, more calculated strategies. Historical accounts mention extremely pale lions inhabiting the desert regions of Namibia and dry areas of the Kalahari. These rare records reinforce the hypothesis that the ghost lineage may have originated from isolated populations partially adapted to dusty, pale environments. Today, with the expansion of private reserves and improved wildlife documentation, some images and videos have begun circulating among experts, shedding some light on the mystery. Even so, the lineage remains surrounded by uncertainty. There are no precise estimates of how many exist, but specialists agree the number is very small. Another factor that reinforces its exclusivity is the difficulty of reproducing the lineage. Attempts to breed individuals with the ghost appearance often result in cubs lacking the characteristic phenotype. The transmission rate of the coloration is low and irregular, suggesting epigenetic factors may also be involved. This makes stabilizing the lineage in captivity practically impossible, and responsible institutions avoid forced breeding attempts that could compromise genetic health. As a result, each new specimen is viewed as a natural rarity, a product of an improbable sequence of biological coincidences. Number 18. Crimson lion. The crimson lion is one of the most intriguing genetic phenomena ever documented within the species Panthera leo. The name is not poetic exaggeration. It refers to extremely rare individuals whose mane displays warm, intense reddish tones resembling glowing embers or golden fibers tinted by copper pigments. In recent years, reports of lions with this unique coloration have become the subject of study and fascination among researchers and breeders specializing in rare lineages. What makes it even more remarkable is that this characteristic does not follow a simple genetic pattern. It results from an unlikely combination of recessive mutations, hormonal modulators, and environmental factors aligning in a nearly impossible way. The crimson hue is not visible in all individuals of the lineage, nor does it appear uniformly. In some lions, it shows up as subtle glints under sunlight, tinting the mane tips with a red-gold shine. In others, the color becomes far more pronounced, creating a hypnotic contrast with the golden or sandy coat. The effect is most common in adult males, especially during peak hormonal years between 5 and 8, when the mane reaches its maximum size and density. The interaction among hormones, melanin, and color-modulating genes is so complex that even two brothers may exhibit completely different results. The origin of this coloration remains partly shrouded in mystery. Sparse records from past decades mention red-maned lions in different regions of southern Africa. Some scholars believe the crimson lineage may descend from ancient populations that naturally developed this variation as a form of territorial or sexual differentiation. Others argue it is a more recent phenomenon, amplified by isolated breeding within specific reserves. Still, the most widely accepted hypothesis is that these animals carry mutations that enhance the production of pheomelanin, the pigment responsible for reddish and chestnut tones. This lion's aesthetic strongly influenced its reputation. In many cultures, red tones in animals are associated with strength, vitality, and power. The same applies to the crimson lion. Its imposing appearance commands immediate respect, and its fiery mane seems tailor-made for legendary tales. Reserve guardians and wildlife observers who have encountered a specimen describe the sight as astonishing, especially when dawn or dusk light passes through the mane fibers, producing a nearly metallic glow. This visual effect has made the crimson lion a symbol of prestige among institutions working with feline genetics. Biologically, the crimson lion does not differ significantly in strength or size compared to common lions. However, many known individuals belong to populations living in regions with abundant prey, which favors the development of stronger and more robust specimens. This creates the impression that the crimson lineage is associated with larger size, when in reality it is more of an environmental coincidence. The regions where these lions appear tend to offer ideal conditions for dominant males to reach physical peak performance. Territorial dominance also contributes to their reputation. The crimson mane, beyond aesthetics, acts as a powerful visual signal during social interactions. It makes the male appear larger, more mature, and more intimidating, especially from a distance. Rivals may interpret this unusual trait as an indicator of strong genetics, reducing the chances of direct confrontations. For this reason, season, many crimson lions maintain territories for long periods, ensuring stability for their groups of females and increasing their chances of genetic transmission. From a conservation standpoint, the crimson lineage represents a challenge. Because it is extremely rare, improper breeding could reduce genetic diversity, compromising long-term population health. Some specialized programs attempt to monitor these individuals without promoting excessive artificial selection, since prioritizing aesthetics can weaken the species' vigor. The preferred strategy is to allow natural reproduction while preserving genetic variability and avoiding hereditary problems. Economic interest, meanwhile, is significant. In private reserves and highly selective breeding programs, crimson-maned lions can reach extremely high valuations due to their visual rarity. Even so, there is no open trade. Most transactions are regulated and aimed at conservation. The value of a specimen may reach millions, especially if it has a complete genealogical record and perfect health. However, reputable institutions treat such animals as sensitive biological resources, not luxury commodities. Their behavior also attracts attention. Many observers report that reddish-maned males tend to be more aggressive during territorial disputes. This does not mean the color is biologically tied to aggression. The more accepted hypothesis is that these individuals grow up in highly competitive environments, which shapes their behavior. Others say they display more pronounced dominant posture, using deep and resonant vocalizations to reinforce their status. Their roar, for instance, carries remarkable intensity, contributing to their imposing image. The presence of the crimson coloration raises important scientific questions. Studies on pigment variations help researchers understand how mutations manifest, how they are passed across generations, and what environmental factors influence their expression. These insights are valuable not only for this particular lineage, but also for broader conservation strategies for big cats, especially vulnerable populations. Color expression genetics is an expanding field, and rare lineages like the crimson offer a natural laboratory for research. Equally significant is the symbolic impact of this animal. For many, the crimson lion represents the union of strength and beauty, an animal that seems to have stepped out of ancient African mythology. In local traditions, unusually colored animals are often associated with protective spirits or omens of transformation. Although beliefs vary widely, sightings of this lion generally evoke admiration and curiosity among visitors and scientists. The future of the crimson lineage depends on balance. Preservation must be promoted without exploiting its rarity irresponsibly. Modern reserves have adopted management protocols prioritizing welfare, genetic diversity, and scientific study. With proper strategies, this lineage can continue to exist without jeopardizing the species. In summary, the crimson lion is a biological jewel, rare, impressive, and full of meaning. Its reddish mane reflects not just light, but centuries of evolution, mystery, and natural beauty. It stands at the border between the real and the mythical, a reminder that nature still hides extraordinary surprises, even in species as well studied as lions. Number 19. Titan lion. The Titan lion is known worldwide as one of the largest and most impressive lions ever recorded, both in size and physical presence. It is not just a big lion, it is an individual whose body massively surpasses the species' usual standards, reaching measurements that for years were considered nearly impossible for a wild feline. In certain regions of southern Africa, especially in Botswana, exceptional individuals have made history due to their muscle mass, body width, and extraordinary weight, which can reach or even surpass 300 kilograms in specific cases. The combination of favorable genetics, abundant prey, and intense competition turns these animals into true colossi of the savanna. When observing a Titan lion, the first trait that stands out is its extremely robust bone structure. Its shoulders are broad enough to resemble a living wall, while the deep chest indicates remarkable lung capacity, essential for short, explosive chases. The thick, firm, muscular legs appear designed for support and impact, leaving footprints wider than those of any other African big cat. The head is proportionally large, with a powerful jaw and thick skull, indicating bite strength capable of bringing down resistant prey, such as adult buffalo. The mane of this lion is equally striking. In some regions, especially in colder areas or during dry seasons, the mane grows thick, dark, and voluminous, creating the impression of a gigantic crown surrounding the head and chest. While color varies, many iconic individuals feature tones from deep brown to charcoal black, an impressive contrast to the muscular body. The mane is not just ornamental, it offers protection in battles with other males and contributes to the intimidating appearance that both discourages rivals rivals and awes observers. One factor that makes the Titan lion even more special is the way it develops. Growth of this magnitude requires very specific conditions: availability of high nutrient prey, territory preservation, absence of prolonged stress, and a lineage genetically predisposed to large size. These individuals are commonly found in regions rich in large herbivores such as buffalo, sturdy zebras, and heavy antelope species. The need to hunt heavy prey encourages the development of dense musculature and ensures that only the strongest males become leaders of their coalition or pride. Dominance is another hallmark of the Titan lion. These giant males rarely need long battles. Their physical presence alone is often enough to keep rivals away. Coalitions of Titan brothers are especially feared. When 2 or 3 males of this magnitude unite, they become practically unstoppable in territory takeover. Documented cases describe coalitions that controlled enormous areas for years, driving away dozens of rivals and ensuring continuous access to valuable resources. For a lion of this size, territory represents strength, survival, and legacy. Despite their monumental strength, Titan lions are not merely symbols of brute power, they also play a crucial ecological role. As apex predators, they regulate herbivore populations and maintain ecosystem balance. Their vigorous genetics strengthen future generations, as dominant males pass down desirable traits such as powerful musculature, physical endurance, and large size. In many populations, Titan lineages are considered indicators of ecological health, since their development relies on stable, minimally disturbed environments. The commercial and cultural value of such a lion surpasses biology. In private reserves and genetic management programs, exceptionally large lions can reach million-dollar valuations, especially when they have documented pedigrees. For institutions working with assisted reproduction, the chance to maintain a Titan lineage is considered a golden opportunity, since few animals in the world match such size and strength. Some historic individuals have been classified as living patrimony, receiving international attention and significant investment for preservation. However, the rarity of the Titan lion is tied to its vulnerability. The larger the lion, the more food it requires, the more territory it needs, and the higher the risk of conflict with humans. In regions where habitat is shrinking, giant lions may suffer from lack of space or excessive competition, drastically reducing their presence. Illegal hunting, although prohibited, still threatens extraordinary individuals, as their unique traits attract interest from collectors seeking exceptional trophies. Fortunately, strengthened protection policies have increased safety in areas where Titan lions are more common. The social behavior of these giants is also noteworthy. Titan males tend to be intensely protective of their groups, defending females and cubs with unusual vigor. In interactions within the pride, they generally show calm, dominant posture and precise communication without needless violence. Their presence brings stability, reducing internal disputes and discouraging opportunistic predators such as hyenas or leopards. Observers lucky enough to witness a Titan lion in its natural habitat often describe the experience as unforgettable. It is not just the size that impresses, but the way the animal moves. Even weighing hundreds of kilos, it moves with surprising smoothness. Firm, silent, calculated steps. Its musculature acts in coordinated precision, like a living machine built for power and accuracy. When it roars, the impact is even greater. A deep, resonant sound capable of traveling for kilometers, leaving no doubt that one of the true sovereigns of the savanna is present. Researchers continue to study individuals of such size. Questions about genetic influence on extreme growth, the role of diet, competition factors, and even hormonal dynamics remain under investigation. Understanding what makes a Titan possible also deepens understanding of the species, its natural variations, and the biological limits of one of the planet's most iconic predators. In essence, the Titan lion represents the peak of physical strength within the species. It is the ultimate symbol of feline grandeur, an animal whose presence transforms landscapes, shapes ecosystems, and provokes universal admiration. A colossus that demonstrates with every movement why the lion is and will always be known as the true king of the wild. Number 20. Platinum Lion. The platinum lion is considered by specialists and breeders of exotic felines to be one of the rarest and most valuable animals ever recorded. Its fame does not come only from exaggerated stories circulating online, but from a real set of genetic characteristics so uncommon that they have turned it into a symbol of exclusivity in the world of private conservation. Unlike regular white lions, which are already rare, the platinum exhibits an extremely pale, luminous, uniform metallic coloration that visually distinguishes it it from any other known feline. This almost pearly shine is not merely aesthetic, it results from an improbable combination of recessive genes, extremely rare color dilutions, and a genetic inheritance that is nearly impossible to replicate. Unlike albinism, which removes almost all melanin and leaves the animal vulnerable, the platinum lion retains small amounts of pigment and has light but healthy eyes, usually in grayish or bluish tones. The lack of strong markings and the softness of the fur make it look almost translucent when seen under direct light. Breeders describe this effect as organic luminosity, a quality never officially recorded in any other lion lineage. Very few people have ever observed one in person, and the few known photographic records are usually kept under strict secrecy by institutions and private owners. Beyond its unusual appearance, this lion stands out for its imposing posture and calm behavior. Although the temperament of a lion depends on its environment and handling, reports indicate that individuals from this lineage tend to show higher tolerance to human stimuli and lower aggression toward other lions in the same enclosure. Some researchers believe this may be related to the unintentional selection that often occurs in captivity, as extremely rare lineages usually pass through generations of controlled care, reducing unpredictable behavioral traits. Still, it remains a powerful wild animal, completely unsuitable for any space that is not monitored by experienced professionals. One reason this lion is so valuable is the instability of its reproduction. Even with specialized programs and complex genetic management, the chances of a cub being born with the platinum pattern are extremely low. Most descendants are born with light coloration, but without the characteristic metallic tone. This makes each new specimen almost a historical event. Breeders describe the lineage as genetically whimsical, since the phenotypic expression depends on an unlikely combination of diluted, modulating, and recessive alleles that rarely align perfectly. Prices associated with this lineage reach extraordinary levels. Estimates circulate in the international market, and some private institutions have publicly declared that a platinum lion in perfect health with verified lineage can easily surpass $9 million. This doesn't mean there are open buyers or active commercial trade. Most negotiations involve confidential agreements, institutional transfers, and investments meant for genetic preservation. Even so, the high number reflects the exclusivity and cultural impact this rare lineage has achieved. Another reason for its extreme value is the absence of this animal in the wild. There are no reliable records of platinum lions living naturally, and it is unlikely that such a mutation would survive without human protection due to the vulnerability caused by its bright coloration. The shimmering coat compromises camouflage, making hunting and escaping competitors far more difficult. This confines the lineage to captive conservation programs, where each individual is monitored, documented, and handled under strict protocols. Caring for a platinum lion is more complex than caring for a common lion. Its light skin demands greater protection from intense sunlight, and eye sensitivity may require environments with constant shaded areas. Its diet, although similar to that of other big cats, is often supplemented with nutrients that support coat health and muscle development. Veterinary monitoring is ongoing, including genetic exams and coordinated evaluation with specialized laboratories. The symbolism attached to this lion goes beyond biology. In many cultures, extremely pale animals are seen as messengers, spiritual guardians, or signs of divine strength. The platinum lion, due to its extreme rarity, has become wrapped in stories and near mythical interpretations. In some circles, it is called the King of Light, a symbolic title that reinforces the aura of exclusivity and mystery surrounding the lineage. For collectors, elite zoos, and conservation institutions, possessing a specimen is not only about monetary value, it symbolizes power, prestige, and connection to one of the most improbable genetic phenomena ever documented in felines. Even wrapped in myth, studying this lineage has scientific value. Researchers use data from the platinum lion to better understand how dilution genes work in large mammals, how recessive mutations express themselves over generations, and how phenotypic expression can vary even within a stable lineage. This contributes to broader studies on genetic conservation, population diversity, and reproduction strategies for endangered animals. The future of this lineage remains uncertain. With so few specimens and such unpredictable reproduction, the platinum lion may become even rarer in the coming decades. Some experts defend concentrating efforts on genetic stabilization, while others argue that the lineage is so unstable and improbable that it may never become consistently viable. Regardless, one thing is certain: this feline represents a milestone in animal genetics, a combination of beauty, fragility, and mystery. The platinum lion is not merely the most expensive among rare big cats. It is a symbol of the biological limits of possibility, a creature whose existence defies statistics, whose beauty transcends ordinary standards, and whose rarity places it in an almost mythical category, a true living jewel. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed our content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Also, check out the other amazing videos appearing on your screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one. See you next time.